So now I'm working on part 3 of my recipe junk journal. I'm going to be working on some embellishments and recipe cards, I think. So I went through my bag of Tim Holtz Ideology milk caps, and I picked out all the ones that had either, like some turquoise colored printing, or ones that I just thought were cute, like the orange juice and the orange aid. And then I picked out some jumbo paper clips, and I'm going to make some altered paper clips, and then I'm going to use some of my twine on those. So I think let's get started with this. Put this one up just a little higher. This is the only one that I'm actually going to do a smaller one with a larger one. So just going to glue them together, one on each side, just like that, to make a cute little paper clip for holding things in my journal. Well, I guess this one's kind of the same way. So, see some pretty cute little things here. Clean this up a little bit. It's easier to clean it up while it's still warm, but not hot enough to burn you. So, there's that one. Too cute. And then I think those are going to be pretty cute. Pretty cool, pretty easy, quick little, I guess, embellishments. I love that this one says chocolate milk. And that a lot of these have, so many of these have some kind of greenish, bluish, turquoise colored print on them, so they'll match my journal pretty well. We got a chocolate drink, and then milk on the other side. Let's see. I'm going to put this down because my stuff keeps sticking to the paint on my desk. Off that excess glue. Pretty cute. Buttermilk. Skim milk. This one says cream. And non-fat milk and cream. So those will be fun embellishments. So lots of those. So I think I'm going to take some of this twine and just tie it in a bow around, perhaps maybe a couple of times. Guess whichever side you prefer, I guess. And then clip off the extra. And you got a cute little tab or, paper clip to hold things together, or however you want to do that, I guess. So, put some more of these on. Pretty cute, I think. I do like how those turned out, and they were so easy to make. Honestly, when I bought the milk caps, I wasn't sure how I was going to use them, but they were such a good deal. $1.49 for that much, vintage style. I figured I'd just throw one here and there in a project, or, put them into some swaps or something, But yeah, I really like them as paper clips for a recipe journal. Very cute. One more. So, those are pretty cute. Those will work pretty well. Very cute. I like them. I love that one. Drink chocolate milk. And tasty orange juice. Alright, so million. Got those made. Put those up. Too fun. So lots of those. And let's see, these I decided that I'm not really thrilled with the three-dimensional look of them, but I do like them as like chipboard accents, just the single layer. And so I tried peeling them apart. They just have, you know, they're from the Dollar Tree, so they're not put together with the strongest material ever. They just have one little Dollar Tree style stickum on it. And once you peel it off, it actually leaves, it's sticky behind. So you kind of have to roll it off to try to get it off of the image. Once you get it off so far, you can use a piece of tape. Once you get the bulk of it off, then you can use a piece of tape to pull off the rest, you know, the last little leftover bits. But the first one comes off pretty easily. And you got some cute little chipboard pieces to use in your journal. I think this little bottle of milk is just too cute. And the kitchen scale as well. And the apron is too cute too. So, pull those off to use for different things. Anyway, I'll go back and work on those later. But so there's a nice little set of pieces to decorate pages with. So those are pretty fun too. I think I'm going to hang on just a second. I was looking for something to put my pieces in, and I have this vintage tin, which is pretty cool, to put my embellishments that I've finished up. So, like that. The next thing I'll work on is my some of my recipe cards. I pre-cut some things. I'm a rock crusher, guys. I like to chew ice. Anyway, so the strips that I cut off of the scrapbook pages, the bottoms, I went ahead and cut those down into recipe length. Now, I cut them down to the inside of this card because these recipe cards are huge. They have this big edge on them, which is actually too wide for my book. But this side, this outline part is not too big, so I used it at that size. And then I went through my, I have a whole bunch of fussy cut images from old kids' readers and stuff. So I just went through those and picked out any that were food themed. Like, you know, this one has the cute little dinner, I guess, and then it also had this little bit on the page said soon they had a very good dinner. So I'm going to turn these into recipe cards. So I've got quite a few different ones. Very cute images that are going to be good for making cute little recipe cards. And then these I'll just stick in my book. I'll probably make an envelope or something for empty recipe cards that I can pull out as I go. So after I cut, had several strips, and after I cut them down to size, I was left with, a piece at the end of the strip that was this size. So if I cut those down into even smaller pieces, half those, then I can fold them like so, and then I can mix and match and make tabs on my cards. So I think these are going to turn out pretty cute. So I'm pretty excited to make these. So I cut those down. Like so. Alright. And then these I have cut down. These are just some pages from a journal, a blank journal. And hopefully this is focusing okay. I'm having trouble seeing. So, hopefully you guys can see okay. But anyway, so these are going to be put on I could just leave them like that, but I prefer lines, to write things out. So I'm going to put those on the back and then sew around the edge. So I think I'll just go ahead and glue these down. And I may go back and add some typed out captions later. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to do on that score, because a lot of these were completely fussy cut out of their pages, so not all of them had their own, pieces that I could cut out of their pages. It's one bad thing about fussy cutting. You're left with just the images and no, this Henri thing is just stopped up on me and don't want to let go. So, alright. So I like this one because it had a dad in it, A lot of the older books just have the mom when it comes to food, but, it's got the dad packing a picnic lunch, I guess. So that's kind of fun. This one I love especially because it has a little kitten and the mom is sitting there cutting up apples, for an apple pie. She's got her pie dish on the plate, so that's kind of fun. I think these are going to be some fun cards. I may end up scanning these and putting them on Etsy or something because I think these are going to be really fun. They would be good printables, I think. I tried to line them up best I could with coordinating cards, sort of. This one also had its own caption. It said, "See the cookies?" We'll put those at the bottom there, kind of in the middle. Very cute. Let's see here. This one I'm going to have to trim it a bit, so I'm trying to figure out. It's a little bit too long. I don't want to cut Grandma's head off, but I really like the little girl's dress too, so, I've got to kind of do a little bit of play on that. Try to decide what I want to cut off and what I don't. So, that's not too bad. Let's see here. I'm not sure what I want to do here. I think I'm going to do it this way. Or do I want to do it this way? Nope. I want to do it that way because I don't want to cover up the flower too much. So, well, I don't think this is going to be my favorite card, but the little kids making cookies is kind of cute. Especially the little boy wearing the apron. I think that's pretty adorable. This little boy's wearing the apron. He's so cute. So there's that one. And then Grandma here, she's pretty awesome. I like her. Kind of trying to decide what I want to do with her as well. Decisions. I think I'll put her there. I'll put her up just a little higher because I'm going to be sewing around the edges on these. She just looks like she's having a good time. She's what I think of when I think of a cook, you know, like pretty cool. This one, I think I want to do it split up a little bit more. Maybe something like that. And I scoured through all of my images, and these are the only ones cooking related I could find, so they're not too bad. Some of them are super cute. And definitely my favorites. Like Grandma cooking there is definitely my favorite. Alrighty. So that's kind of cute. I do kind of like this one because it said, soon they had a very good dinner. So... So, that's going to be a really cute card as well. Alright, so, now then, the rest of these I need to fold up. This blue one I didn't cut straight, so I'm having to go over that one again. Okay, so there's that. Now do some cutting down. These are just kind of roughly cut. So, recipe card. Okay. Oh, I like that. The pattern on that paper was pretty cool. So, just that one. See the cookies. I think that one's so cute. So this whole process has been pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited to finally be getting some progress on this. I've been wanting to make this journal for so long. Can't wait to start finding all of my recipes, pulling out my recipes and getting them written down and copied and put in here, and getting recipes from my mom. And so awesome. Okay. So this would be a fun idea to give as a gift for like Christmas or something, you know. Make up some recipe cards to give away. You know, those would be pretty cute. So okay. Now then, I got to get my sewing machine set up so I can start sewing on these. I'll be back. Okay, now then. I'm going to start with this one. I'll just sew a little bit slower because I'm bouncing the camera a little too much. And I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sewing machines. I may have a problem. I'm addicted to my sewing machines. No. 7, 8, 9 sewing machines. Like there's 2 in the other room. A couple of them are just waiting to be worked on, and so yeah, I do have a little bit of a problem with sewing machines. I collect sewing machines like some women collect shoes. Yeah, I love vintage sewing machines. Right now I'm working on a Brother. They're not my favorite, but it's the one that was most handy when I started this, so I think that's going to turn out pretty cool. Very cute. It's not exactly the color thread I wanted, but I would rather have done it with turquoise, but I'm out of turquoise, so I'm doing it with what I've got in the interest of moving forward. Making sure I don't have more than one here. I'm starting on the tabs so that I can come back and sew over them again. Yes, I love vintage sewing machines. Given the choice between a brand new machine and a vintage machine, I will choose a vintage machine every time. That being said, there are a few kinds of vintage machines that are not the greatest machines in the whole world. Touch and sews, pretty much touch and go. You just don't know if you're going to get a good one or a lemon. But pretty much any other kind I'll go for immediately. I have my grandmother's sewing machine, which is a vintage. It's kind of like a Singer, but it's Japan. And after the war, Japan started making sewing machines, and that was their, they had factories to build sewing machines, and that's where a lot of our sewing machines came from. See, I don't know if I want to put this one over here. I think I'm going to put it over here. Anyway, so they started manufacturing sewing machines to increase their, to build the country back up. But there are so many varieties. I mean, they really made them like, you see a lot of ones that kind of look like spaceships, or, they put out a lot of stylized designs. But overall, the inner mechanisms are basically the same or very, very similar. So there is a style, a very iconic style, kind of patterned after the Singer machine that I happen to love. And I have a couple of those. I have my grandmother's, and then I have a couple more that I found at yard sales and the Goodwill Outlet. Goodwill Outlet is kind of my favorite place to find sewing machines. Honestly, I've found so many there, and I've, sometimes they'll have just the tiniest little thing wrong with them, and I'll fix them, and a lot of times I sell them, like on Facebook Marketplace after I fix them, but I usually I'll find one, and then if it's better than the one I have as my regular sewer, then I'll trade up and sell my regular sewer. But I do have some that are I have collected. I am definitely a sewing machine collector. Love my sewing machines. So guys, I get distracted. I'm trying to sew here. But yeah, I've tried to sell off the ones that I'm just really not going to use. But yeah, I love my sewing machines. It's hard to let go. I want them all. There's something that I really would like to have. I would like to have a child's sewing machine. a really cool, collectible one. But that's one thing that I don't have is a child sewing machine. Those are hard to find, and when you do find them, they're usually pretty expensive. So. Sorry, my phone's probably just bouncing all over the place, but it's attached to my desk, and my desk is actually like a 6-foot fold-out table, so it's not the sturdiest. I mean, it's sturdy, but, it gets that bouncy action going on. But, I mean, can you just love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I dig it. So, let's see here. Go with this one. So yeah, right now I'm working on a Brother sewing machine, kind of a newer model. It's not a new model, but I have always sewn on vintage sewing machines because that's what I had and that's what I could find that I could afford when I was younger, and so I'm just kind of used to sewing on them. And then probably about 10 years ago-ish, I decided, you know what, I'm going to buy myself a brand new sewing machine. I've never owned a new sewing machine. So I ordered one off of Amazon. I think it was on sale for like, I don't know, $90, $95 or something with free shipping. So that's what I got for Christmas that year. And it came in the mail, and I kid you not, within 2 weeks I had sold it because I was just not impressed. When you're used to working with heavy-duty sewing machines that are precision made, that all the parts are metal, the casing, all the parts inside are metal, you just get used to a very smooth ride, I'll put it that way. And the one I got was not a very smooth ride, and I was not impressed in any way. So yeah, I pretty much immediately sold that one and went to something else because it was just not even going to work. I am trying to decide what I want to put on. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I was like, I'm not happy with this. It just was clunky, and the parts, I mean, even the presser foot was plastic. I was just like, really? And I got it for art quilting, and art quilting, you sew in through like layers of paper and fabric and just a lot of layers and thicknesses, and it just was like the foot pedal or the presser foot was just like bending this way and that way. It was just like, no, this is not what I was looking for. And so then I went back to my vintage machines from then on, until I found Goodwill Outlet where all the sewing machines are $4. So yeah, any electronic that has a plug is $4. So, you can test it out as much as you can in the store, but for $4, I pretty much just grab them and go, because if they have something wrong, I can usually fix them. But so, there's been one. I've probably bought 20 or 25 different machines over the last year there, and only one of them has been the point where I couldn't fix it. So I was just like, you know what, $4, it's not that big a deal. But yes, I do love my sewing machines. I had two grandmas that taught me how to sew from a very young age. I was probably about 5 when I ran my first sewing machine. Maybe, I was about 5 years old when I first started sewing on the sewing machine. And, been doing it ever since. Actually, my day job is, I run an industrial embroidery machine, so, it kind of fits me and my personality and the things that I like to do, so it's not a bad job. I like it. I'm ready to be able to get back to work, though. I miss working. Even though I have had a lot of extra time to craft and play, it's been nice, but I worry about the guys, I work for a small company, and it's kind of scary, the thought of them not being able to be open or, be able to do their production is kind of scary for them financially, and so that scares me for them, because just some really good bosses there. So I'm really liking how these are turning out. They are so freaking cute. I like it, I like it, I like it. Yep. These are going to be super fun. I think I'm going to do a couple in the center. I should have done a couple in the center, but most of them are on the right side, but I'm just kind of trying to put the tab on the opposite side of the image. Probably not the best idea, but that's where I'm at. Kitty might have a hole in his foot. I hear sirens out on the road. I like this place because, where I live, because we are as close to in town as you can be and still be country. I can't really see my neighbors except for like in the winter time when the foliage on the trees dies down. Live on a couple of acres, but there's also a large bypass not far down the road, so you can hear the traffic from the bypass kind of faintly off in the distance. But for the most part, that's kind of drowned out by the birds chirping and crickets cricketing at night. During the summertime, springtime, the frogs come out and start singing, and for the most part, it's pretty nice. I live on, a smaller street, so generally there's not terrible traffic, but they did put I didn't used to anyway, JB Hunt trucking offices aren't far away, so all of the employees that work at JB Hunt offices come barreling out of their parking lot after work, speeding down the road, but that's kind of a relatively new development. They put a access in on our road to the back of their parking lot so that their employees could get out easier, which was not that great for us. But it's not, like I said, it's not terrible. We can handle it. We just gotta be careful pulling in and out of our driveway. Okay, last one here. those. I think those are really cute. Sure. So let me see. Yep. See, most of them ended up on the other side, on the same side, but yep. Such is life. And oh yeah, very off, but oh well, that's life. So yeah, I like those. Those are cute. I think I'm going to be inking the edges just with a little bit of really light color, just to make them a little bit more detailed and depth-wise. I've also got, I really like this one. I like the glitter on it. So yeah, pretty happy with those. Those turned out pretty good. Alright, so I've also got these little stamps that I'm thinking about, you know, stamping a little bit of the little fork and spoon stamp there. And there's one that says eat. So yeah, and then love. I'll probably do some with love, but for the moment, I think that's where I'm going to stop this one. And I think the next one, I'm going to be adding some details to the pages for the signatures, adding in some flips and pockets, and doing some sewing on those before I combine them into the book. And I'll see what else. But for right now, I've got the bulk of the work done on these cards here, and then I was pretty happy with these little things here. You know, if I wanted to, I could just put one down on there, you know. But for the most part, I think those are good. And then I have these little things that I can add in somewhere if I want to. But for this episode, I think that's all I'm going to do. Just try to keep these videos down a little bit. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!